how to build an audience on social media. If you're trying to figure out how to build a social media audience without paying for fake followers, oh, too soon. Hey, this video is gonna help you out a lot because I'm gonna teach you how I've built an audience that is willing to fly to come to my personal studio for events. Let's dive in. For a long time, I only focused on growing my email list. So I'm just gonna grow my list, I'm gonna grow my list, I'm gonna grow my email list. That was really the only list I was concerned with growing. And then it was a combination of Russell Brunson, of the guy named Roland Frazier, who I absolutely love. Roland Frazier went out and he said that these social media followings are so valuable, he will sometimes try to purchase someone's group or following, right? And I know there's legalities on how you do that and such, and there's ways to do it correctly and incorrectly, but it started showing me more like, man, I need to grow more of this list. Other influencers came in and helped me, and they're like, dude, the capitalist pig thing and all that, you gotta have some more social media lists and followings. And so these are 3 things that I have done to make what I put out there so attractive that people want to follow me, okay? And to date, I constantly try to have all of my 5,000 friends on Facebook filled. I try to have my follower base from my profile grow like crazy. So I'm gonna teach you guys 3 things to keep in mind to grow your social media channels and platforms the easiest. This first lesson is actually a lesson I learned when I was naming my first podcast. This first one I learned while naming my first podcast. And the challenge was I needed to name the podcast in a way that was attractive and interesting for people to come follow at face value, but also didn't lock me, right? It didn't lock me, put handcuffs on me so that I could do a lot of projects under like a big umbrella. So I named it Sales Funnel Radio. The show is closed now. All the episodes are up still, obviously. But Sales Funnel Radio was this big, broad umbrella that let me do a lot of stuff under it. So I didn't have to change the title, okay? But was also interesting for all these people to come on in. So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to name it. You want to name your thing correctly, and this is actually a bit of a challenging piece. The easiest way to come up with the name of a group or a channel or some show you do or whatever, something online, the easiest way to create that name is to take a stand for something. Okay, that's the easiest way, right? Think about what I'm wearing right here, the Capitalist Pig shirt, right? I'm wearing the Capitalist Pig shirt right now, and it's like, it's pretty easy to see what my stance is, and I decided to put it on my chest, right? Does that make sense? So think about what it is that you stand for, and then somehow make that the title of your stuff on the internet. That attracts people, and it does 2 things. It repels and attracts, right? It's repellent and a magnet in the same sentence. So my group on the internet is called The Science of Selling Online, right? And my stance is that selling online is a science, not an art. Science has a formula, which is good news, right? And 80% of success is formula. So I called it the science of selling, and I don't really deal with offline or brick and mortar, the science of selling online. And so that's what I called it, that's the name of the group. Now it acts as an umbrella, so anyone who wants to sell on the internet at all, they see the title of that group and they're like, I want to be in that group. Does this make sense? The naming strategy is a big deal. You're not just saying Steve's group, right? That's not it. A lot of people make that mistake. And so this is where we transition from a title to a headline. And we are not trying to make a title. A title is just a label. A headline is a hook. A headline is a magnet. A headline is an attractor. And so anything you do on the internet, any group, again, any channel, anything you toss out, make sure that you title it a headline so that it attracts and pulls people in without you even going outbound to them. And the second piece of this is, guys, you gotta understand that I think the stat, and I'm gonna mess up the stat, but the lesson is huge. What is it, like 20 years ago, the average attention span was like 2 minutes, and now it's 6 seconds, right? And if someone saw an average of like 500 ads and brands, and now it's like 5,000, the internet is loud. It's loud. I think of it like a megaphone. Right? A megaphone has the ability to make something this size feel this size, right? When it's still this big. So you think about any kind of negativity that gets spread on the internet, anything that's positive, it's being put in front of, there's a megaphone in front of it. The object is still this big, but the internet makes it feel this big, right? So it's loud. And so the reality is that if you are not publishing content, you are not going to probably make it on the internet. You're just not. Because the internet is content. Like ask yourself, what is the internet? It's a bunch of servers, but what's actually on the servers? Content! It's all content. So thinking that you're gonna play the internet game and not publish or put consistent content out is like saying that you're going to go to the pool and not get wet, right? Or getting mad that you got splashed. And it's like, are you kidding me? You're at the pool, right? Or like buying a gold mine and you're the only person that works it and getting mad that you got dirt on your boots. Does that make sense? It's pay to play. It's part of the passage of playing on the internet content. So if you're going to be an audience, if you're going to build an audience in social media, you're going to publish a lot. So here's some ways that I like to go and consistently publish without being annoying and switching the theme up enough so that it's interesting for the viewers. Social media has the power to show behind the scenes of your own life. People love that stuff. Oh my gosh. So whatever you're doing in your life, just little snapshots of whatever you're doing. Hey, I'm getting ready to go on stage. They're like, oh, I got to see him backstage. Does that make sense? Sneak peeks backstage. Telling people what's going on in your life with respect to your life. You don't have to publish every aspect of your life. Certainly, I do not do that. But by telling people more behind the scenes, I like to show, it's like the pre-work, it's the prep work. Hey, I'm getting ready to go on stage, or I'm getting this presentation together right now, and I'm getting stuck on slide 37. Or, you see what I'm saying? Hey, I'm about to go to the gym, and this is one of my favorite supplements. Just a little by the way. By the way, BTW, that's what I call it. BTW, I'm gonna go to the gym, and bam, here's this is the protein I like. And people are like, oh, it's this can get taken to a really far extreme for the audience as well. Man, people reach out asking what headphones I wear, what pen I use, and what sunglasses are on my face. Like, they'll go really hyper far with it. I think that's weird, but it's also proving the point. Please know that they want to know behind the scenes of your own life. Another great strategy for consistent content is lessons. What are the lessons that are going on inside your business, inside your life? Just consistently publishing those things out. Another way that we like to keep groups engaged is through challenges. Hey, here is the challenge. This week, I want you to go make a sale, an extra sale, and as soon as you do, come back to the group and put hashtag got another one so that we can all celebrate together, right? Little challenges, little themes that you can keep the group engaged, okay? Along the very same lines with that, this is a full-time job, man, okay? Group engagement is a full-time job. It's why eventually I hired a social media manager. Because it's a lot. It's a lot to constantly manage it, be in there, being commenting and all that stuff. I used to make fun of it. I was like, I don't want to do that crap. But it matters. It matters like crazy. So I ended up hiring someone and pulling him on in because I'm not natural at it. Hey guys, before I move forward, did you know that YouTube is actually social media? I would love to be able to engage with you more. Please put in the comments down below one of your favorite social media growth strategies. I think it'd be cool to put a little list down below of everyone's favorite methods so we can all share and learn together. Also, don't forget to share this video with other people who are trying to be influencers and pull out more engagement from their audiences. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell and the like. And if you hate this video and you think my eyeballs are too big, by the way, I know they are too big, then hit the thumbs down. That's cool too. Just give me some feedback. One of the fastest ways to grow your social media influence on the internet is to literally bribe them. Okay, it's the reality. Bribe them. Don't be ashamed about it. We all do it. In fact, some people say, I've said it before, I'm gonna bribe you to join my group. Go to blah.com and you'll get this extra thing for free, which normally you'd have to pay for, and it's just for being in my group and following me because I appreciate it, right? That kind of a thing. And so what we'll do is we'll create little tiny pieces of bait, and we'll say, this is the thing that you get. It's really valuable. It's related to science of selling online, so it's going to accelerate your experience in the group, but make sure you do it by such and such time, right? Those little tiny bribes like that, they're huge, and your audience really appreciates it. Those are also natural ways to bring up the topic of, are you following me? Which sometimes can feel weird. So instead of you saying it, it actually takes the pressure off of you. And you can now say, did you get this thing because you're following me? It's like, no, I haven't gotten the thing, so I'm not following you. It's like, go get the things, you can follow me, right? It removes the weird pressure of you trying to feel almost salesy, right? Real quick, here's some reasons people stop following you. The number one reason people stop following you, they get no value from you. Right? This is the reason why work groups take work and social media followings take work. You need to constantly be providing value. I'm not saying that it's always business advice. There's value in entertainment, which is why some people, they're just constantly funny or they're constantly, right? But that's value. So if you're not providing value or they're not getting the output that you said they would get, they're going to stop following you. The second reason people follow you or stop following you is because of boredom. You know that boredom in the mind, psychology, being bored is a threat. Your brain is afraid of boredom. Isn't that interesting? Your brain is so afraid of boredom that it'll actually create problems to not be bored. Your brain, and right, everyone's brain's that way, right? It's part of the croc brain in the noggin. And the croc brain is like, man, I don't want to be bored because that sucks. It's an uncomfortable thing for me, right? And it treats it like a threat. And so if they're in your group or in your social media, right, and they're bored, nothing's going on, crickets, they're leaving you. All right. In fact, I just had someone reach out and they're like, hey, the pandemic's finally, it's kind of on the back end and I can kind of get back to my business, but man, I did not engage with my following at all. I lost everyone, right? So being consistent, you are join in their fear of their boredom, because as soon as they're bored, they're gone. Okay, that's one of the I'd say one of the hard parts about social media. It's why it takes so much work. You constantly have to be feeding the flame, right? The third reason somebody follows you is because you don't give them an opportunity to network. It's half the reason for social media, right? Do you tell them to come introduce themselves to the group? Do other people respond and say, welcome to the group, here's why we're all here? Is there a group moderator coming on in and saying, tell us more about yourself and what you're really trying to get from here so we can try and facilitate? Oh, have you met so-and-so? They do X, Y, and Z and you do 1, 2, and 3, right? Networking is a big piece of social media. Speaking of craziness during pandemic, guys, we found out a cool way to be able to get this shirt in your hands for free. All we ask that you do is just cover the shipping. Go to capitalismswag.com. You'll get this shirt for free. Just cover the shipping so we can send it on out to you. Capitalismswag.com. It's in the description.